WJBW is made possible by sausage. Stick one in your mouth.
I hear a little bit of feedback in the mic.
These charges are not mine.
Hey, welcome to the JBW Web DBWDD.com or RevShow.com.
Oh, yes. Guys, you were fucking asinine. Can you give me a massage? I love you.
Holla at you.
Ow!
Ooh, girl.
Seriously.
Hello, Papa.
Some shit like that. You gotta do the Rocky Mountain Ride.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck with. Boy. Ain't everybody get the Rocky Mountain Ride?
WJBW.
You don't want to.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Way back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the JB Rev Show. Every week, WJBW Networks proudly presents the JB Rev Show. We talk about food. We talk about what's up, Bubba? We talk about
Food,
music, art, food. I mean, I think people are getting it, and it was a good addition to add the food because on this edition, it is self-entitled, the self-entitled album, Scott Joseph, Local Legend. That's is he
local legend, dude.
Yeah,
Scott Joseph.
So that's a big deal. Yeah,
that is a huge deal.
I was talking about it. Talking about it to somebody that I trust. I almost actually accidentally
Is
said,
that your mailman? Your garbage man.
Scott Maxwell Joseph.
Scott Maxwell
Joseph
yeah,
Martin.
Okay.
So they just rammed them all together like
that is a quite mix-up.
Yeah. So you got to get all those right.
Yeah.
Scott Joseph will be gracing our show, famed Orlando foodie before we were foodie even known.
Dude,
just amazing. He's calling
the chow
in.
hound.
So 8 o'clock, we're going to give him a jingle jangle all throughout this first hour. We're opening up the phone lines to you, 407-379-9529. If you want to do a reverse resolution, because I don't have any resolutions. Do you?
No.
Do you?
No. Dude, I'm making shit happen this year, though. I'll tell you that.
You're just doing it.
Dude, I am
resolution,
doing it. You know what? Honestly, I've been really trying to do it the past couple of years, but this year I'm totally focusing on it. I mean,
totally doing it.
From the get-go, dude.
Right.
Like, there ain't no backing out now. You know, and that being said, JB, me being the Reverend and all, because we still don't know who the hell I am yet, but I'm Jerry. But
what are you talking
you're
about?
obviously JB over there, and this is the JB Rev Show.
Okay. Oh, I am JB. Sitting across from me is the Rev. Oh, I'm so sorry.
There we go. All right.
There we go.
It's okay, buddy.
Sitting across.
And sitting across from me is the JB.
Okay.
Of the JB Web Network, which is
it's
which has got
WJBW still. How many years?
WBJW blowjobnetwork.com.
Seriously.
It's something like that. But all you need to do is Google JB Rev.
Google that right now.
Rev Show.
The JB Rev.
The JB
show.
Rev. And then, of course, the little
It's
thing, his little side projects he calls the Web Network.
No.
The WGBD Network.
It all stems.
It all comes back around to the JB Rev Show.
It is the JB Rev Show.
And what we're doing now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Year 2017.
But we do music out of this show.
Absolutely. The Castadian Cutler Off. Castadian Cutler Off, which is great. And then you've got the circumference.
It's the same thing.
It's the what's it called when you do the thing where you chop off the foreskin? What is that called?
Circumference. There you go.
No,
you got
not
it right.
circumference.
Go through life thinking it's circumference.
Dude,
circumcision. You donkey.
It's a circumference circumcision show. There we go. That's what it's all around about chopping off the foreskin.
Of course it is.
Once again is it's actually called the CCC, which is coincidentally circadian castration.
Oh my God.
Right? Isn't that how it goes? I don't know.
Wow.
It's a new year.
I just snorted on the thing, man.
Oh,
you made me snort. Circadian castration.
Circadian, no. It's circumference castration.
Circumferencing castration. That's horrible.
Dude, it's your show. You should know how to say
You're
it.
A douche.
It's the triple C. Just call it the triple C.
Okay.
That's
what you call it.
And you come up with your own C's. But please don't use that one C word because that's just not right.
Yeah,
It's
canary.
the triple
That's
C's.
the canary in the coal mine of the C word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
speaking of
there's
C words,
the
though.
circumference canary coal mine. That's a triple
put
C
it
right
back in
there.
Keep it in your pants
I'm
over
going to come
there.
up with triple C's all
Hold
night.
on.
So you know the web address.
It
It's
is
the JB
2017.
Triple C Network.
2017 Year of the Cock.
Yeah,
And
dude.
we looked this up. This
And
is
I knew. Wait. Even you were like, "Hey, you're the cock." I'm like, "Yeah, it's the year I was born, dude." And he's like, "What? It's this year too." I'm like, "Well, it's the year I was born, 69, baby. That's 1969."
I need a cock.
And that's how
I
you
need a cock.
you do need
I
a
need
cock.
a cock.
It's the year of the cock, and that's how
I
you
need
say
a cock.
year of the cock in French.
Oh, Year of Cock, I think it is.
Yeah. Do it
I
again.
need a cock.
Yeah.
I
You-
need a cock.
That sounds awfully
I think
sexy.
I think you do need
weird.
a.
No, you
I
say
need
that.
a
No.
cock.
Okay, so you know what? I'm flashing a light on you.
You gotta go. You
Hey,
gotta get rid of
I gotta
that
go.
right away.
You know what?
You gotta-
2017 was
you
great,
pull
y'all.
out your.
Have a great rest of the
Like,
year.
this is your last show.
I'll see you next
You
year.
pull
guys.
out your bouncer flashlight.
I'm gonna do
or
what
your
I
mini
did.
bouncer flashlight.
The last day of the year, everybody's saying, "Oh, I'll see you next year." Well, I'm
need
actually
a cock.
gonna tell it to you and mean it.
Oh,
I'll see you next year. I'm out.
okay, you gone? Okay,
Drop the mic.
yeah.
Give me that lighter.
Thank goodness you didn't.
You better. I want to light this candle over here. Oh, okay, because it makes. There's this weird scent.
Okay,
of,
so you got yourself in a hole over there.
Okay, did
Right.
I?
You ever-
I'll climb out of this hole,
you ever
JB.
did-
You give me a second.
I guess
you
you
give me
did-
1 second, JB. Let me
got
tell you
all
something.
the
Let me
time
tell you
you
something.
need. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Relax
No,
over
what do you,
there.
what do you got?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a chicken hawk.
Jawbreaker.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. The Reverend across the way. What do you say? You want to pop over to a little bit of music, or you want to talk about anything happening out there in the America?
Well, we got a special guest coming in.
Istanbul. I will say that a whole tragedy over there, Istanbul. That's peace and love going out to them. That's for damn sure, because that's a same kind of tragedy. But I guess it's right along the border of Syria. There, Turkey is.
Yeah,
So
it sure
it's
is. I
interesting.
mean, that whole part of the world right now is.
Hornet's Nest.
Yeah, it is a hornet's nest. Yes. So. And we love hornets.
We've come to that
At the
conclusion.
JB Rev Show. We love the hornets. They rock.
You like the Charlotte Hornets?
love.
Oh, we might have someone coming in from what is it? 96.9.
Yeah, man.
The game, Diana.
Game
Is that what she goes
that's
by?
right.
Just she have a special radio name?
We'll have to ask her that personally.
Okay.
Because she will be here in the studio with us.
Oh, you're saying that?
I am.
gonna
I'm going to go ahead and say that. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I did it. I just did it. I'm
So
gonna do it
bench
again.
warmers. When is that? It's 6 o'clock. Yeah.
6. Yeah, she actually did a show tonight.
There you go.
On,
All right, so cool. So she
yeah.
might be joining us, and then 8 o'clock hour again. The call that we have with Scott Joseph. You're going to behave yourself with Scott
You
Joseph,
dude,
hope?
I have
Oh,
so
are
much
you gonna
mad
behave
respect.
yourself?
You know my.
Well,
my
let's
background.
talk about that a little bit. We both have kind of a food and beverage background.
Absolutely.
Interestingly enough,
Dude,
so
that's one of my biggest backgrounds that I know the most about. Well, actually, I know more about music, but but I know I have 20 years plus experience in hospitality.
Yeah.
All the way from bartending to I know managing. I know every position of a proper restaurant. And let me tell you something. Anybody out there in the hospitality industry, this is the best thing I can say about it is I treat everybody absolutely equal, all the way from the dishwasher to the head chef to the side cook to the the bar back to the everybody. Everybody gets treated with respect, and everybody works as a team. And dude, I've worked in I've worked in a few really well-oiled restaurant machines.
yeah, like
And it works-
Houston's Caliber. Even
well,
above,
I opened up
Fort-
Houston's. I also opened up the first Bahama Breeze, the second Bahama
You
Breeze.
know what little place I love?
I opened up P.F. Chang's, Mitchell's Fish Market,
La Coca
Cafe
Vin.
Tudu Tango.
La Coca Vin.
Oh, dude, the
Isn't
French
that-
restaurant
isn't
right
that
off of
great?
Holden and
Yeah,
Orange is
yeah, it's
absolutely
so-
awesome.
So remarkable. Anyway, so we'll dive into that a little bit. Again, Orlando does have kind of this amazing food culture here.
Absolutely
And I don't
has
know if
an
people
amazing
can
food
understand it
culture.
or they're just figuring it out, but it is wonderful. And so PocasHottest.com, let's talk about that, because the other day I had a blackened steak and I used the strawberry bite Alexandra Love Sarton sauce.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
Awesome.
It was like this strawberry spicy
me tell you
blackened steak. It was so good.
I wish we could have
Poca's Hottest.
Pocahontas, yeah, and
Pocahontas.com.
Wendy. We when we did the recordings from the John Lennon tribute,
Yeah.
we ran into Wendy, and we were both raving to her like how much we enjoyed having her, her product. And I mean, across the line, the Terry Binion sauce, the Gargamel sauce.
Yeah, there's so many unique flavors that are just incredible.
And the gosh damn
there's
bacon
for sale
salt.
in-
Let me
Yeah,
give me a
Winn-Dixie.
second.
Oh, give a
The
moment of
bacon.
silence.
Let's talk about the bacon salt. The Casey's bacon salt from Pocahontas. It is the most awesome shit you'll put on anything you put in your mouth ever. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, it is delicious.
It is so awesome, dude.
What do you use it on? What do you use it on?
My favorite
actually?
thing, most favorite
Bacon
thing
salt.
is to soft boil an egg.
Okay.
Put it in a bowl
All right.
and put the bacon salt, Casey's
get
bacon
the-
salt.
Yeah.
And it's having bacon and eggs right there.
Oh, well, there you go.
It is so awesome and good for
Bravo.
you. And that's the only seasoning you need. And you don't need much.
Bacon and eggs right there, all in
Yeah,
the bites.
it's
That's
delicious.
smart. Okay, George Jetson
I'll write that.
of food. That is probably bacon and egg. Probably not even that. It was even smaller than that, right? Yeah, so that's how they do it in the future. Super small, I think. Quick track
my mouth is
remix
wet.
from Future Sauce. Maybe we'll roll into original
Maybe.
Jim O'Rourke after that. And come right back. We'll see if we usher our secret in-studio guest into the studio. We will see.
I'm going to call her right now.
Okay, buddy. Enjoy this.
WJBW.
The electronics are so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Listen to that.
I prefer that.
No, I meant the
the
Jim
Jim
O'Rourke.
O'Rourke.
And that was a
dude.
good little, and before that, Future Sauce.
Future Sauce was cool, but I got to tell you, Jim O'Rourke, there's no more cool than that.
And when he was in studio, I know that's you could just
He's the coolest guy I know.
The coolness exudes off that guy.
Totally.
All right.
Hey, you never sent me a link, by the way.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You didn't hit send. I'll tell you that right now because I would have had that shit.
Oh, where am I sending it to?
You sent it to me via my phone number.
Oh, you via you.
Yeah, my phone
okay.
number. You know how that works, right?
I need a cock.
Oh, you do need a cock.
I need a cock.
I mean, year of the cock.
Year of cock. That's what that means.
Yes.
I was going to go into. Hold on.
What were you going to go
Let me go
into
something because I found this, and people are still calling for Edwin. Believe it or not, you remember
Edwin?
Remember the guy when we first started the show that people would just got the number wrong by like one digit or something like that.
Oh yeah, and they called and left voicemails.
And they called and left.
You got some of those
voicemails? I got
Tell
something
me.
recent here.
Let's hear that.
Hi, this is Barbara Ann calling from Dr. Potts' office. I'm trying to reach Edwin Jefferson. If you
Okay, there you go. That's one for Edwin. His number is just like ours, only it's 408 America. All right, hold on.
All right. Okay, let's open up. Okay, Edwin. You out there?
Let's see. What else?
You want to hear something funny about the name Edwin?
Yeah.
That's really
yeah,
that's
you told
Kimball's
us.
first name.
Yeah.
I told you that?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe some people haven't
Yeah.
heard the show.
Maybe some people.
So Kimball Collins, his first name is Edwin.
Oh.
That's how I'm going to throw that out there because.
Okay. Well, I deleted the rest of them. Damn.
Oh, what?
Anyway.
That sounds like something.
Well,
you would do.
they were giving
Sounds like something
personal.
you would do.
I'll tell you honestly, they were
Let me tell
giving
you something.
medical information, and I just deleted it.
Oh, I bet
yeah,
you did.
they were like giving a prognosis or something. They were like telling
your,
them test results.
Your anal
I need a
hernia.
cock.
You're going to need a cock.
I need a cock.
Yeah, that's Year of the Cock, by the way, everybody. That is 2017. Also, the last time that happened was 1969.
There you go. So
Yeah.
that's when you were born.
That is when I was
Little
born.
baby Jerry,
Little
right
baby-
up at the road, up the road. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
right
the-
up the road, actually. Yeah,
At the hospital.
at the hospital. I was born at the hospital.
At the hospital.
Indeed.
Okay. You came into the world,
I did.
and it was something.
And, you know, that's
And
when
you
the
since
world
then
really started to
have
open up. It's
given
like-
back that same hospital your gallbladder
That's when the
and
ladies-
appendix, I think.
The ladies.
Delicious.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, enough about oysters. Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts. It's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Enough about oysters.
I know you.
Oh, let's talk
I
about
need a cock.
Calico Jacks.
Oh, all right. CJ's.
You remember Calico Jacks?
Dude,
You talking
I
about
worked
oysters.
there.
You used to work there?
I was a shucker.
Yeah, of course you were.
Seriously. I was a shucker at the Altamont location for about 6 months. And that's
What
where I
about
met.
right up the road up
That's
there?
where I met Bobby Williamson. That's where I met Leslie Love. That's where I met DJ Icy.
Wow.
Was at CJ's. They had a night that, you know, they had DJs,
nightlife.
which.
They had nightlife.
Yeah,
and shit.
dude.
Yeah,
And the
even
shuckers-
bands and yeah,
Dude,
it
it was like a-
amazing. It was the coolest spot.
Yeah.
Are there still Calico Jacks?
Nope.
No, you're a positive.
And so Bill Harmony, who owned CJ's, that was totally his concept. He was the one that opened up the Edge.
Oh.
And he owned the Edge as well.
Very,
yeah, there's a little rich
pioneering.
history, Orlando history, coming from the Reverend. Because, you know,
Calico
once again,
Jacks. Wow.
yeah. See,
Calico Jack.
what made you
Oh, no.
even bring that up?
Oh,
by
well,
the
I
way?
just thought about it because downstairs, for whatever the people we bought this home for had a Calico Jacks sticker on the wall down there.
Wow.
Are you?
Is it still down there?
It's still down there.
I'm gonna take a picture of that
I saw
before
it
I
like
leave.
a week or so ago, and
Wow.
I was freaked out. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
You see,
and that's the only reason you just brought that up. You're like, I remember the sticker.
we were talking
I saw
about
on
you were
my-
talking
my
about
toilet.
clams or something.
I said oysters.
Oh, whatever.
And I was a shucker. We used to shuck oysters and clams. And I'll tell
I
you,
need a cock.
those hairy clams, because back in the day, they were all hairy.
Yeah.
Those clams were hairy. And you had to trim the clams, and then you spread them open,
Yeah.
and then you eat the clam.
Okay.
Delicious.
All right, you can prepare it
Not
several
raw, though.
different ways.
Don't
as
eat
well,
that shit
should
raw. You
say,
gotta
as
steam that
well.
shit.
Come on, don't
Hardcore.
ruin our. You're all telling me.
I burned that shit up.
Oh, okay.
Steamed clams. That's
Yeah.
not.
Do you like? I like fried clams. What do you mean steamed?
We're going to talk to Scott
But-
Joseph here soon, and we'll
What
talk
other
about
way-
the hairy clams.
Chowder. You've had clam
Oh,
chowder. But
man, have I had clam chowder?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about this
yeah,
clam chowder.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Man,
Uh-huh.
and corn chowder.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That reminds me of a joke.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So this guy, he's like, he's dating this girl, and he's like, hey, decides to go down on her. So he's going down
Okay,
on her.
wow.
And, all of a sudden he comes across this little piece of pea, like a little vegetable pea.
Big
He's like,
Bisco biscuit.
He's like, well, okay. Well, he swallowed it and he ate it. And then, should I maybe not tell the rest of this joke, huh? 'Cause
Yeah, I'm
we
starting
are
to
having
think you
two.
should go.
But this is such a great joke. And it's one of the few jokes I remember.
Full disclaimer.
So,
No, don't.
what we can do
Wow.
is we can do this
Well,
joke
see,
in
but
parts.
This is where I
We can do it in parts.
was talking about the title.
We'll
of the
start
show.
with the pea. This guy comes across the peas. Go down.
Okay,
What's
come
this
on.
pea? Yeah.
Oh man, you're really going on. Let me just stop.
All right, so
Can I
there we
do
go.
anything to get you out of that?
All right, we're done with
Okay.
that until later.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the rest of the joke,
No.
send us
No,
a
don't.
message.
No, don't.
Because the joke is fucking funny. I will
Okay.
tell you that. It's
Okay.
fucking funny, dude. That is a funny joke.
I wonder if Scott Joseph ever reviewed Calico Jacks. It's not like a
Hey, you
place
know what?
that's-
He was around back then for sure.
But yeah, but
For
it's
sure.
more like Good Time Bar.
I can't
right?
wait to talk to the Chow Hound.
The
because-
Chow Hound. That's an old reference.
Yeah, it is an old reference.
Okay,
and-
95, OrlandoSentinel.com, or April 25th, 1995, Calico Jack's bankruptcy filing. So I guess
Really?
that was it.
But we just Googled that, didn't you? Scott Joseph, Calico Jacks?
No, that's not from Scott Joseph, but that's an article from the Orlando Sentinel from the time period where he was really prolific. And I guess the cool thing about it, we'll talk with him a little later, is that nobody really knew what he looked like.
Nobody did.
A lot of people did not, and obviously
He was
internet
very
was nowhere
covert.
near as pervasive as it is now.
Super covert.
But nevertheless, looking forward to that chat tons. So hang
I am
out with
too.
us here. What is it? What time do you got?
It's 7:41.
We thought, are we letting a guest in or no?
No. We're not going to worry about it. We'll see what happens. They're doing intros and voiceovers and whatnot. So, hopefully they'll show. Otherwise, maybe another time. All right. So, what do you got something lined up or something? What do you got going on?
Huh? No, I was just going to ask you.
Ask away.
You're doing a lot of. Is it renovations or remodelings? Is it renovations? Or no, renovations makes it sound.
Remodeling.
Remodeling sounds better.
Well, let me tell you.
Renovations
Just
has a
today.
derogatory
I mean, what is
overtone.
today? The 3rd, right? Oh, yeah. Today is the 3rd of 2017. Yep. And just today. Well, actually, I started yesterday, really, because I bought a dishwasher.
You're going to do all the work? Oh,
I bought a dishwasher. No, I'm not doing.
what
any work.
is it? Is it a smart dishwasher?
Yeah,
Is it really?
Yeah, it's smart.
Why?
It's smarter than you. I'll tell you
I
that.
gotcha. Okay.
It can clean a
All
dish, but really good.
All right.
And it looks nice. That's another thing. It looks really good.
Okay.
And I like a good looking thing washing
What?
my dishes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's clearly.
And I want it to be quiet.
That's pretty sexist.
It's very quiet.
Okay. Maybe.
It's quiet. No, it can be a dude.
Okay.
Well, it can
Wow.
It can be a good looking dude washing my dishes. Wash my dishes, dude. I'll call him the dishwasher dude. I'm gonna make a movie called Dishwasher Dude.
Oh, like starring Jim Carrey or something?
No, it'd be Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
The water boy. His next job is Dishwasher
Sandler.
Dude. I can call it Dishwasher Dude, Water Boy 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course you could.
I could. I call it whatever I want. It's not my nightmare. This is what I fucking think about all the time.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just
What are you
like that.
talking? That sounds
I'm
like it's
talking-
from something else.
Oh, it's weird. I know.
You're just making it
You
up.
know, you thinking you're hearing
making
something.
it up fresh for the very first time here
Dude,
ever.
that's the whole plot to Different Strokes. Hello? Were you not paying attention?
No, I'm not
Dude,
following anything
I'm a
you're
little
saying.
black orphan boy.
Okay.
And I got an older brother. And what are you talking about, Willis? You know what I'm saying? Jeez, keep up with the storyline, would you? I swear to God.
Wow.
Sometimes you're just not even paying attention.
Yeah.
What's going on there? What are you flashing me?
I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it seems like we got somebody.
All right.
We'll see.
Let's take
We'll
this
see
call.
what happens then. Hey, WJBW, thanks for calling. Who does be? Yeah. What? Hey, what? Okay. Yeah. Nobody.
What is going on?
Nobody knows. All right. Yeah. Do you have anything to contribute to the conversation, sir? Okay. All right. You're over there. Okay. Get rid of him. All right. Who are you? Wait. Who are you? Okay. I can hear you. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye. What a loser that guy was. Oh,
who was that?
Going to be a little bit
that was
better.
Not cool.
I thought it was going to be better than that. Anyway.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I was hoping. Now you're really strong.
I need to
Hey,
cook.
man. What's going on? Hey, everything. What happened there?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you
well,
see that flash of light?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I did not.
Dude, it was
I did
crazy.
not see it, my
It
friend.
was a crazy flash of light.
But what's interesting, though, is all the stuff that's kind of happening now with the apparent Trump presidency. I think it's interesting. When you look at it, it's like they're trying
let's
to
not
say
talk politics,
this is like
dude.
a ripple effect. I just think it's amazing. But that's I guess the point of everything is that you have to kind of just take a little bit of a back seat now. Our job is done, right?
Our job is
A
done.
little bit of a back seat and trust the governors. Trust the governors to control.
Really?
Yeah, trust them. Sure.
My mic's a little loud, by the way.
Oh, it is.
I would like.
Well,
I can
that's
only
a-
imagine how it was when I didn't have my headphones on.
It was
because they fell
what?
to the floor and caught on
yeah.
fire. What did
Yeah.
you put in my drink?
Yeah, it's happening. Is it kicking in?
It's totally kicking in. Right
Okay.
now, dude.
All right. Well, listen to this. We'll be.
I have to work tomorrow, man.
We'll be right
What did you
back.
do to me?
The mushroom seems to have an incredible effect on the power of extrasensory perception. But today, we should be able to prove the case for or against the mushroom. The sacred mushroom. But today, we should be able to prove the case for or against the mushroom. The sacred mushroom. Those the mushrooms you brought back from Mexico? Yes.
The JB Rev Show. The JB Rev Show. The JB Rev Show. Coming at ya. Coming at ya.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah.
The JB Rev Show. How's that?
The JB
The
Rev Show.
or the? Why is it
The
JB?
with an extra E Rev Show.
Okay.
JB up there in the back. JB bottom boy.
Well, there you go. You
Rev
got your
top
mind
boy.
right.
Yeah.
Are you okay? You all right now?
Oh yeah. I'm feeling good, buddy. How you doing?
Tax write-off in the studio.
right here. I'm a liability.
Yeah. So speaking of that,
Well, liabilities. All right, let's talk about it.
I want to talk a little about you're doing some stuff out at your place, and
Dude.
of course, you know, owning a place in Orlando, you got to be able to do stuff.
I'm in Winter Park.
Okay, well,
Let's get
I'm
that
so
straight.
sorry. Oh,
All right?
I'm so sorry.
I'm the suburb
Right.
of Orlando.
Yeah.
I'm in the place where I was born, Winter
yeah,
Park.
that's right.
All right, let's get that straight, JB.
Yeah. Okay.
If it
so
happens
it's Winter
again, I'm
Park.
gonna have to jump over the
Winter
your
Park
desk there.
Okay. Well, you got to keep yourself
be all
together.
bitch slapping you.
All right. You don't.
I'm
need
serious
to-
right now.
You don't.
2015. I ain't fucking around,
offend
JB.
the
I ain't offended.
two women
I'm
that
just gonna
listen to
take
the
care
show.
of business.
Okay.
TCB.
What?
Taking care of business.
TCB.
TCB.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right,
God.
man.
Okay.
And there's also
Taking care of business. Yeah. What's the other one? What's your other?
TLL.
What is that?
Tender love and love. Tender love and love. You know what I'm saying? TLL. Tender love and love.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I had some major work done in my house today.
Yeah.
I was so
we were going to talk about that a little bit.
So,
basically, I guess for people listening,
Right.
which now is one. Okay. And, all right. Basically, I think the important thing is that you kind of talk about how taking one thing out of the picture can give you kind of a new sense or feel, or changing one little thing can sometimes make a big, big difference.
man, it's all about the feng shui. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because you take that one thing out, and it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
You feel so much
That's
better.
not where I was going.
No, it's totally where you're going.
No.
I know where you're going. You're going with the feng shui, man. What's happening? No, oh jeez, oh my gosh, put that out, dude. That's a fight. That is, dude. Okay, you got it.
Oh,
All
don't
right,
make
all
fun
right.
of my plate.
Well, you know, you had to throw some meat on that. And just made it worse because that's what you do.
Anyway.
Anyways.
You're just rambling on.
Hey, well,
You're not
I
saying
got
anything.
I don't want this.
So
this
you're doing
dead
some
air.
work at your house.
Damn right.
And basically, I thought you were going to tell us a little bit
Well, I'll
about
tell you what.
removing a tree.
Oh,
and it
man.
opened up and cleared a huge area. How big was the tree, would you say? Like 40 feet high or
No,
something? Or-
actually, it was 3 feet wide and 50 feet high. It's a big tree.
Wow.
You do your math. That's 5 stories high and 3 feet wide. I mean, 3 feet. That's almost the girth of my cock.
Yeah.
You're the cock, and
Yeah.
I need a cock.
Yeah.
So you know,
I guess
kind of
so.
tied in with the. This would be a good time for you to play the sound drop, but you don't have it
I
available.
need a cock.
Okay, see,
All right, I got that.
it's all about the cock.
Okay.
So, where was I going with this big tree
Yeah.
story?
Where I don't know why you
And-
got back.
and this
to
is not a proper way to set
I
up
need a cock.
a segue to what a great job that this tree service did.
Okay.
Which and I now I apologize because I'm like leading up with all this bullshit, trying to be
got
funny.
Scott Joseph's name on the show, man. What's
the
the matter with you?
Hey, well, I'm trying to be funny, and but Majestic Tree Service, amazing, and these guys they came out, dude, and they took care of business. They were TCB all the way, and the crew. Vince is he's the owner, and then Rob, he is the actual the kind of the foreman, and then you got Travis, and Travis, dude, is the tree climber and the tree cutting expert. And this guy's a big guy, and
He's
he was
like the tree whisperer, kind of?
dude. He was so I was filming him and watching him for hours today, and I kept telling him like, I've been living at this house, JB, for since 2001. 15 years I've been at my house. So I'm watching him cut down this tree that I've literally watched,
Watched it grow, pretty much.
double in size at the very least. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like probably only 2 feet wide,
Right.
and like 20 feet high. So that being said, I mean, watching him cut this down and climbing up in it, it was very surreal.
So he kind of
And-
gets a bearing about the tree.
Yeah, well, and
It
when I
says, how's this going to come down?
I wish I could have told him before he started because he was up in the tree and they're wearing
Like
earplugs
protective gear and
and earplugs, so he couldn't really hear.
Right.
So when he came down, and I tell you what, I got to talk to each of them. I tipped them all 3 of them, Nick, Travis, and Rob, and then Vince is the owner. But dude, they came in at 11 o'clock, and they were there when I left at 6:30, putting up the last of it.
Damn.
And dude, they cut down that huge tree, which is
in
like,
that amount. in that amount of time, and professionally, and
dude, so
didn't leave you with a mess.
Dude, I was so amazed.
What's the name of their company?
Majestic Tree Service.
Majestic
so
Tree
you want to hear
Service,
the
Orlando.
great thing about the connection, and I got another connection of this flooring guy that I talked to today, and it's crazy how this all ties in together. Flooring. We'll talk about flooring later, but. If you can, maybe do that sound drop again, we'll go back to what we were originally talking about. All right, so I want to do the Majestic Tree Service because that's a perfect name, and you totally lost.
Is it
my,
out there? Majestic Tree Service.
Yes.
Let's go see. All right, but it's amazing how you described it, and I thank you for doing it that way because it's important for people to understand
I didn't quite close my story.
Okay, but there's a huge it entails a lot to do that. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But so go ahead. So you're doing the stuff around the house, tree service.
Totally, and then I got this. Doing a lot of work around the house. Before the end of the year, I was approved on a refinance of the house.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I'm putting all the money right back into the house.
Yeah.
Because this is my forever home. I've been there since for 15 years now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Forever home.
My wife, Dana, it's my forever home. It's been my home forever.
Heard that term.
You've never heard that?
Forever home.
I might.
What are you, a hobbit?
I might be.
Come on.
But
forever home.
No, dude. I mean, I'm
never
happy in my
there?
space. I'm really happy
You're
in
never
my
gonna
space.
leave.
I don't think so. Especially after the shit that we're going to do to this place.
Yeah, you're going to.
I mean, you've been there. It's already awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Dope.
Seriously.
So, and you showed me the video too, and you cleared out this immense space, and I think that's exactly where you were going when you're talking about the Majestic Tree Services Incorporated.
Yeah.
407-272-9690.
272-9690.
Yeah. If you want to give
Vince
a call,
is the guy,
ask
and
for
let him
Vince.
know
They
that
tell him what kind of how big your tree is.
I tell you what, this guy and wait, real quick, this guy gave me the best quote. And I don't just go with the because I got 4 estimates.
Okay,
which
you did it, yeah.
And I met each one of the 3 guys. By the way, there was a couple companies that would just send a guy out that all he does is estimates and just kind of scan over your thing. No, it's like
that's a good tip.
This is a local guy. He went to the same junior high school as me, Jackson Heights Middle School. He went to Oviedo High School, same high school as me, and his dad owns jewelry shop on Aloma that I've been going to for like 15 years. Yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's awesome. Anyways, what were you? You got something?
I was going to say we got a few minutes. We're up the clock. We're up against the 8 o'clock hour here in a few minutes. I want to be prompt. So I wanted you to kind of give us a sense of close out your. I guess we'll hear them. We'll hear more stories of what the hell you got up to. What are you doing with the house? But what are your plans? Are you gonna do you know exactly what you want to do?
I absolutely do know what I'm gonna do.
You do know.
Yep.
So it's not like that.
And what's really great about this, JB,
you could win a free home and garden reality show. That'd be badass.
You know,
you ever see those
I
people?
should really document this really well because I gotta say, so far, and I'm gonna knock on wood because so far all I've gotten done is the tree service today.
Yeah.
But today I also finalized on the flooring.
Okay.
And it just so happens that the guy that came out and gave me an estimate has a stage in his backyard. He does live concerts. Joseph Martins has played on his stage.
That's cool.
He gave a lot of names, pardon me, that has played on his stage.
Yeah.
And you know what? We might have to have him in here as a guest.
Flooring guy.
He's a flooring guy.
What's his name?
His name is Mark Foder.
Okay.
Foder, and he does vinyl flooring, laminate flooring, any kind of flooring. No carpeting, just flooring. So,
okay.
But we'll talk more about him. You know what? The more I talked to him today and finalized the deal, I was like, this guy's awesome.
So you already made up your mind?
Yes. My mind is made up. Mark Foder in the mornings.
I need a cock.
You know what that means?
Doing the Florins.
What?
Yeah.
The revolution has begun.
It has. It's artarmy.org, which is one of our best sponsors.
Those guys are great.
Yeah. And then we also got
artarmy.org.
Artarmy.org. That's exactly what I said.
.org. You gotta say it like you're Jewish.
So hey,
.org.
it's the 8:00 hour. We're going to be talking
is?
here with Scott Joseph.
Why don't
here.
you just relax over there?
I'm
Just
excited.
relax,
I really am
little
excited to talk to him.
I know, I am too. All right, well let's rip into a little bit of remixed music.
Yeah,
and we'll be right back with a chat with local legend.
Let's do it,
Scott Joseph.
Let's do it.
Shoes and all these diamond rings. Yes, I spend my money on these fancy cars, on a jack in the box, and gold trips to Mall. Yes, I own a button.
WJBW.
The electronics are so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Oh my goodness! I think they do. Live internet radio.
Wow.
That's what we are.
We are shock jocks in the mornings.
No, we're not.
Welcome
Shut
back
up over there.
All
Bacon
right.
and egghead.
Okay, then.
Stop that. All right. Again, we do this every week. We venerate talented people. Once in a while, we get some super big, legendary people here. And I want to almost say this is like local legend supreme status, like Jim Phillips almost up there.
Yeah, I would.
This
You know
guy
what?
that's on the line with us tonight is really kind of, the patriarch of a lot of what Orlando is. Has chronicled it very well, over the years. So
with controversy and with a lot of praise.
Yeah,
which,
and again, the anonymity that we're so relish the fact that when you can be mysterious and yet so not necessarily ubiquitous,
in your face.
everywhere. Yeah, just it's incredible. Scott Joseph on the line with us. Hang tight,
Joseph.
Local legend.
Totally.
Hey, I know Jim Phillips.
Hold on, local legend interview. Mr. Scott Joseph, the Food Feedback Patriarch, I would like to say, because Orlando now is being recognized for being really more of a foodie community and getting a lot of great feedback in that area. And this man was there from the very beginning, I would say, in the regards of pop culture necessarily, or being in the know before the internet. You're on AOL dial-up back in 95, but you could count on a great, entertaining, and informative and factual article from our interview subject tonight, Mr. Scott Joseph. Man, you rock, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this. How the flip-flap are you?
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky, thank you.
we're going to bring down this music a little bit so we can hear him a little bit better. Because, this is Mr. Scott Joseph.
Mr. Scott Joseph, again, thanks for calling in. Listen,
Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, a lot of what we just said is a portion of your career was kind of cloaked in anonymity or mystery, which I love. So I would love to get into that first, but we always kind of like to find out about our interview subjects as linearly as possible. So, I mean, as far as the touchstone of food goes and writing, which again, people have to not forget. You're a journalist. Is that, and a very big personality. How did the genesis of that actual craft kind of come to spark for you, and how many years? When did that first start? Is what I'm interested.
Well, it started. I'm just about to finish up my 29th year of doing this. I started with the Sentinel. I got there by a series of dumb luck moves. I was living in Phoenix. I'll give you the short version. I don't know how much time we have here.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you.
I was living in Phoenix, going through a midlife crisis, not liking what I was doing.
Yeah.
And the local alternative weekly out there was New Times, Phoenix New Times.
Right, like
and
Miami has.
They decided they were going to have the first full-time food section in an alternative weekly in the country. And they put out this incredible search, weeks and weeks of full-page ads saying, "We want you to be our food editor for our exciting new food section." And I looked at it week after week, and I said, I don't know what a food editor does, but I know how to write. And I know something about food, so I could probably write about food. And I sat down and wrote them a 2.5-page letter, and they wanted clips. I didn't even know what the hell clips were, but they wanted samples of my work.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on.
Hey, Scott, real quick. Can you mind getting off the speakerphone for us so it sounds a little bit better?
Our producer on your end.
Yeah.
I'm not on speakerphone, but
you just offended our guest.
No, I didn't offend him. Is it?
Hold on. Let me do this.
Okay.
All right.
Is that better?
That's much better. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, our producer.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. We'll give him
it's
credit.
a headset that I use so that I can write ferociously while I'm talking.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I wrote this 2.5-page letter to them, and at the end of it, I said, I don't have any clips. This is how I write. And miraculously, I got the job. And 6 months after they started the food section, they decided they didn't really want a food section, and I was out of a job.
Wow!
But one of my coworkers, and that was a week before Christmas. Thank you very much. One of my coworkers had an incredible Rolodex, and she would go through it and say, "How about San Francisco?" I said, "Sure, San Francisco." "How about Philadelphia?" "Sure, I'll give it a try." No jobs there. And one day she said, "How about Orlando?" I said, "No way in hell. No, I'm not moving to Florida."
Wow.
And then after a few more weeks, a couple months of trying to do freelance, she said, "How about Orlando?" I said, "Make a call." And they just happened to be looking for a restaurant critic at the time. And this time I had clips, and they liked them. And dumb luck number 2, I got the job.
Awesome. And what year was this?
That was 1988.
Wow. Okay. So, and this is when who did you come up with the name Chowhound, or was that the Sentinel? That
no, I inherited it from my predecessor, Chris Sherman.
All right.
But I think I made it my own.
You definitely made it your own.
More than just the title of the column. I sort of created the Hound personality.
Right. You did.
I liked that when I left, they really had to retire it.
Yeah, you know what, Scott, and that's why I'm bringing this up is because you were at a point, maybe not necessarily in '88, but definitely through the '90s. It was all about your article. You would make or break a restaurant for sure, And I know multiple times.
Oh, don't tell him that.
And, well, no, he knows. But let me tell him. Listen, I know all about this guy.
You do you.
Thank you. So that being said, I mean, he would either make or break a restaurant, and he did entitled the hound part of it as being a dog sometimes, which was awesome.
Two sides. Yeah.
It was really good though. I mean, it was what was this town needed, and it really kind of I think shaped up the culinary aspect of what restaurants were trying to get away with, and the mysteriousness of Scott, and nobody knew what he looked like. Do you remember all this, right? That I'm saying, Scott, I mean, I'm not making this up.
Yeah, I'm not that old. Yeah.
Yeah. But let me tell you something.
I don't remember it.
Scott, I have a rich history in town with opening restaurants, and that being said, we were always anticipating your arrival. And just to give you a list, and I don't mean to be braggadocious about me, but just knowing that, but I opened a cafe too. I'm sorry, but we were always anticipating his arrival, and nobody knew what he looked like. And, and me being as many of these restaurants, but I'm going to start at Cafe 2 to Tango, Houston's, the first Bahama Breeze, the second Bahama Breeze, P.F. Chang's, Mitchell's Fish Market. I worked at K for quite a bit of time. Then I managed Nona for Kevin, and I know you know Kevin, and I know but this guy was amazing. I mean, this guy was he had so much
Legendary.
Influence. Yeah.
Well, that's why I want to get to.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
I'm so
input.
excited.
No, you were very color descriptive, but thank you.
Right.
But again, it's on the line with Scott Joseph.
Yeah, Scott Joseph. No, but
he had a mystique. But
I'm excited.
What I want to get to, I want him to kind of keep flowing with us, and it's good. Feel free to chime in. Well, thank you for understanding.
Well, I was going to an interesting thing about the anonymity thing back when that was possible.
Right.
There was a restaurant that we discovered at one point that they had hired a private detective to follow me around.
What?
And get pictures of me.
Actually, I heard about this.
Which is pretty creepy.
Yeah.
We
very
found
creepy.
out about it probably about 6 months after the fact. Someone had just it was actually a disgruntled worker who had informed one of my coworkers.
Okay.
And so Tribune, of course, Sentinel at the time was owned by Tribune.
Right.
Hired their own private investigator to find out what the other private investigator found out. And it turned out to be one of the most negative reviews that I ever wrote. It was just a horrible restaurant. It was a chain.
Yeah.
That had, it was the first one in town of this particular chain. But the really fun thing about the story is they hired the private investigator a week after I had been there.
Oh my gosh! You know what?
So it did do them a damn bit of good. And if they put any of that effort into actually running a better restaurant, they'd probably still be open today, and they're not.
Okay. So that being said, let me tell you something, Scott.
Okay.
Because he knows that I told the Bahama Breeze, and that which was Darden, and at that time, Darden did not know who Scott Joseph was, and they were all freaked out about his arrival.
When was this?
Do you remember this, Scott?
What time?
I do, and I had already trashed their Chinese concept.
China Grove or something.
China Coast.
China Coast, exactly.
China Coast.
Yes, which was
it was just
right.
It was a mess,
and that's part of the hound part that I'm talking about too. I mean, and making a break in the Scott, go on. I'm sorry. I don't mean
that's all right. That's all right.
But
yeah, I mean, when Bahama Breeze came around several years later, I liked just about everything about it.
Right.
I thought it was great. And at the time, there was you'll remember this. At the time, there was a Budweiser commercial where the guy's sitting on the dock and he's trying to get a beer from the guy. He says, "I love you, man."
Right.
And my line for the review was, "I love you, man." And they liked it so much they made T-shirts with the quote on them.
They
sold
sure
them in
did.
the gift shop.
Let me tell you something. I have a direct history with Darden, and I remember the spies being out for anticipating your arrival. And dude, there was just a major preparation involved for days that they suspected that you were coming. I mean, they really were trying to do everything they could to impress you.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you another quick story. There was a restaurant in Kissimmee, a seafood restaurant. I went down there for lunch one day, and I was practically the only person in the place. The waitress was just horrible. She just didn't know what she was doing.
Right.
She would saunter back and forth. She had no skills whatsoever.
Right.
And when she brought out my entree, she slapped it out in front of me. She said, I have to ask you a question. Has anyone ever told you look like Scott Joseph? And I said, I don't know who that is. And she just kind of shrugged and walked away.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there eating this really bad entree, and she walks back with a printout from a dot matrix printer. Of me, basically. It was a really bad angle of me.
And somehow it looked like Steve Jobs.
I was overweight. And I said, that guy's fat. She said, yeah, I kind of thought so too. But here you go. She thought that was me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there wasn't a damn thing she could do to make it better.
Wow.
Because she didn't know what she was doing, and the kitchen didn't know what it was doing. So, it's surprising how many times I knew that they knew I was there, and there just wasn't anything they could do to make it better. Because I always still had the element of a surprise.
Yes,
and
you did.
They weren't going to learn how to be a better restaurant in 15 minutes when I walked through the door.
Well, and you bring up a great point, because I've worked in restaurants. So as a reverend over there, in Orlando, it's all over the place here in Orlando. But what I'm interested in is to learn, a little bit kind of about what you're doing now, simply because does that still exist, that relative anonymity?
Yeah, are you being more
dining?
recognized now?
Do you? Yeah. So, I mean, is it legitimate to
even before I left the Sentinel? It was even though we still never ran any photos, like my last story told you, the photos were out there. They were on the internet. The internet had existed, had come into existence,
right?
And even before that, I knew that every kitchen in Disney had my photo, and I could.
Right.
I always wondered if the first person to spot me got a prize of some sort, because you could almost see their eyes light up as they ran back to the kitchen.
So hey,
even before I left the Sentinel, that had stopped. After I left the Sentinel, I could no longer have that luxury anyway, because my universe expanded. It wasn't just the reviewing of the restaurants. It was public appearances. It was doing television. It was all sorts of things to expand my role, but to still keep what I could of the integrity, even without the anonymity. And most newspapers across the country now have given up on the anonymity thing, even though they still have that luxury.
Which, kind of sucks a little bit, because when you were first doing it, you would always go at least twice. And, in order, and so that was another thing when, and that would give you up a couple times as well, because you'd come in that second time, and there's kind of a thing that like people are like, prone to like spot the professionals in the industry anyways are prone to like, look for, looking out for shoppers, for the corporations, or the critics, and want to do everything they can to obviously impress the critics, which I, everyone in the perfect world, that's what a restaurant wants to do for everybody always. Yeah.
Right, and that's always what I came back to tell them.
Is a consistency.
Just assume that I'm sitting in every one of your seats every night, and you'll do great.
Right, and that's the thing about having a successful restaurant, like Kevin Fonzo, for instance. That guy, to me, has been such a mentor, because I would always, in my progression of the restaurant life, and like I said, I did a lot of the corporate openings, but I always would go up a notch, and Kevin was the pinnacle of everything I've ever done, and he's just an amazing.
If you're still talking, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me at all?
Oh, you can't? Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us? Hello?
Oh, is he there?
Hello.
Hold on, he's there. We can hear you. Don't
Say
hang
something.
up. Don't hang up. We'll call you right back. On the line, barely on the line.
Barely.
Scott Joseph, local legend. I don't know if you can hear us now.
Can you hear us, Scott? No,
nothing has changed. Maybe it's a setting on his end.
I don't know.
Maybe we should call you back. It seems like he can
So
still.
guys, I don't know if you're still there, but I can't hear you.
Okay, he can't hear us. We're going to call you back.
Let's hang up and call him back.
Call him back. All right,
let's do
hold
that.
on. Let's go.
All right. Man,
oops.
I'm really excited to be talking to this guy, though.
Well, we're going to get queued up for part 2 of our chat with Scott Joseph here. Hold on. I've got to snag. No, I've got to snag the phone number here. Hold on.
Okay.
And let me go back in. But I wanted to try to make it as seamless as possible because you had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had a lot of questions.
I do.
We're getting him back on the line here. He couldn't hear us. I don't know if it was on our end or it doesn't really matter.
I don't know, but I hear you now.
Oh, you hear us now? All right.
What's up?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Awesome. On the line there.
Okay,
There he
you were
is.
talking about Kevin Fonzo.
Absolutely, I was. So I was saying as I went, I wouldn't go down a notch with restaurants. You know what I mean? I'd always go up, and the pinnacle of my restaurant existence was with Kevin, and rightfully so. And I know you know who Stephen Rock is, right? Mr. Joseph?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, okay, so he was he was my first I hired him at Nona at the time, and then he went on to manage K, and then he went on to Ravenous Pig, and I'm not. I think he's still with Ravenous Pig.
Yeah, well,
but in any event,
there you go. Well, let's kind of get sped up now that we got you. We got you back on the line here, so this is awesome.
Yes.
But again, it's Scott Joseph Restaurant Guide out there. You go look at that, and I want to talk about this website that you have because it really is a very valuable tool.
Absolutely,
to have. Yeah, it's insightful. There's a lot. I saw you actually recently too. We're kind of helping chefs network through that site.
Wow.
So executive chefs kind of moving in different areas and available. But give us some idea kind of about the departure, maybe away from the Sentinel a little bit out of the spotlight, and then were you just like at the point where you said, hey, this is just I would be silly not to keep this going. How did that all happen?
The way it happened was at my 20-year mark. There were rumors that there was going to be another buyout, and that it was going to be one of the last lucrative buyouts. There had been several buyouts before that because, newspapers, they're all facing really, really hard times. In fact, they're facing end times, if you ask me.
Right, absolutely.
So I said, this seems like a good time for me to step down. It's been a great run. I'd like to go out on top.
Right.
I thought I had something else lined up.
Right.
We were talking 2008, and that thing happened.
The crash. Yeah.
And
which
a
lot of restaurants closed.
And between the time that I raised my hand for the buyout and actually walking out the door a few weeks later, the job that I had lined up no longer existed. The company no longer existed.
Wow. Okay.
And so there I was faced with really no alternatives. And I said, well, I'll start, and I hate this word, I'll start a blog. And just to keep the juices going, just to keep reviewing. I don't know what I'll do with it, if it'll go anywhere, but in the meantime, I'll just keep doing it. And about several months in, I was approached by a couple of web developers who said, you really are at the point where you have to, make a choice. Are you going to really do this thing, or are you just going to keep it kind of a blog?
Right.
And I said, let's tell me what you're going to do. And they said, well, we can make it a full service CMS website.
Nice.
And you can have listings, you can sell ads, you can just keep the reviews and the articles going. And I said, okay, let's do it.
Nice.
And that's turned into ScottJosephOrlando.com. That was, I think, 8 years ago.
Wow.
Like that.
Just like that.
And it just has kept going.
And developing. And I got to say, I'm so grateful that you did decide to stay in town. And because there's really no better city in America except maybe New York or San Francisco. But as far as I mean, plus he's got such
Maybe
great
that's
roots
not-
here.
Yeah.
That I'm glad you didn't go anywhere.
There is an explosion, and that's a good point. There is kind of an explosion here nationally. Orlando is being recognized
Very well
as a
recognized
food, as a foodie haven, as it were.
It's been fun to watch that happening over
that'd be great to hear.
almost 3 decades now.
Absolutely.
And actually, it's been fun to be part of it as well.
Definitely. Well, you see,
because I avoided saying this for many years. When people ask me what was the turning point for Orlando,
right?
I always mention Dieter Hennig, who came into Disney and pretty much turned around their premium restaurants and gave the executive chef and the general manager of places like California Grill, Victoria and Albert's, Citrico's, said, treat this like it's your restaurant. They didn't have to take menu changes in front of a committee.
Right.
They were able to buy market fresh, and that really was the beginning of changing things around, at least for Disney. And of course, once Disney starts going out, it spread out into the community as well. And I avoided saying for many years, but one of the other things that helped to turn things around, I think, in all humility, is that the local newspaper hired somebody who was willing to write a negative review when a negative review was deserved.
Exactly.
And it's only through negative reviews that people can get better. And there's just no good to come from writing cheery reviews or following your mother's advice that if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
And Scott, I got to say this, and this is something a lot of people don't realize, but publications that you write for, you're normally paying, or they are paying for a spot or an ad in there, that particular advertising that that you're doing. So you're supposed to write a positive review,
right?
And,
right. It's all greasy, yeah. So,
But
I think the point that everybody is making, and I even posted something online about dissent. Do you invite dissenting views? Because if you don't, that's the conduit to growth. So on the line with us, Scott Joseph. Man. What I love, man, is that you have so much rich history just in yourself, just in the experiences. If it's over the past 20, 30 years, is there one thing that stands out to you as just this was
the worst?
I can't believe I'm on this planet. Maybe surreal.
Hopefully they're closed
surreal.
already.
I don't want to diss anybody.
We're not here to diss.
Yeah, no, I want maybe most surreal like you.
I wouldn't.
You don't even have to use their name.
Mention any names.
There you go.
If I could remember who they were or where in the restaurant. Actually, there was one restaurant that was in the space that is now Dovecote, that was for Harvey's Bistro many years.
Yeah, okay. The first EA building.
It was an Italian restaurant that served like a Parmigiana, but they used like lunch meat for the ham. Absolutely dreadful.
It's no prosciutto or like a Serrano.
But one of my favorite stories was a restaurant. It was out by John Young Parkway. It's gone, long gone. The building doesn't even exist.
All right.
And everything was going wrong. This waiter kept bringing out the wrong thing to me. And when I said he kept bringing it out, I mean he kept bringing out the same dish. And I said I didn't order that. And he finally, like the third time said,
"What'd you order?"
How about this?
The chef is in a really bad mood. Do you mind just taking this, because I can't take it back to him?
Well, it sounds
it made the review, and they figured out who this waiter was in the review, and I guess he got fired. People, it happens.
Yeah.
But he was a bad waiter, and he shouldn't have been a waiter.
Well, and what I love too, and maybe you can even coin this phrase, Scott, because you are definitely like a restaurant mechanic, because a restaurant it has to be a well-oiled machine. If you, the passenger, the customer, are inside of that, and you feel safe and happy, and you're moving along, you're okay with it. So maybe you're a restaurant mechanic, and we'll take up a piece of all the cheese from that. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I'm just kidding.
Does that even make sense?
I mean, the way that I look at it, to get a little bit complicated, is I look at a restaurant as are you familiar with general systems theories?
There you go.
It looks at one entity as a super system and within that super system are subsystems.
Right.
And so I look at a restaurant as the super system, and the subsystems are the kitchen,
right,
the front of the house,
absolutely,
and the ambiance. And all of those things have to be operating at their peak. And when they do, it forms a Venn diagram where in the middle of all of those coming into an interface, that's the perfect guest experience.
He's using science.
And if just one of those is having an off night, maybe a cook didn't come in, the kitchen's in the weeds.
Yeah.
They move off of that interface, and things just aren't going to be the same.
And
so every one of those has to be operating at the max.
They go into the dark
quadrant. I got a really quick question.
Over me.
So Scott, I'm sorry, but just the way he uses the terms, the kitchen's in the weeds. People that aren't in hospitality don't know that means in the weeds means extremely busy, and it's the
chef is out back smoking some weed.
No,
that's not what it means.
But this is my question is. Have you ever worked in a restaurant just because you know the terminology so well?
I did.
Okay.
Back in Arizona, after I moved to Arizona, I got a job at a seafood restaurant called the Monterey Whaling Company in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
And actually, we did not use that term, the weeds. We called it just being under.
Yeah,
that's but yeah, the 86 and all of that stuff. And,
right.
You just pick that up over the years as well. It's just being part of the beat. You learn the lingo.
Right. Yeah. Because
well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. You have to.
But yeah, and it's because I've been a waiter, and I'll tell you, being a waiter is one of the worst. Not one of the worst, but one of the hardest jobs.
It is.
It is the first job that I ever had.
Right.
Honest to God, I had nightmares.
Oh, my God.
I would wake up at 3 a.m. in a sweat thinking, oh, my God, I forgot to greet the people.
I forgot to get their water. Yeah.
Or normally, you wouldn't go to bed till 3 a.m. if you're a waiter.
Them sitting there waiting for me to get there.
Right. Trust me.
Wow, that's interesting.
But
Sigmund Freud says that if you dream the glass is half full, then you're pessimistic. But if you dream, if you dream that it's half full, you should be a waiter. No, there you go. All right. So that's my joke.
I need a cook.
Okay. So, anyway, on the line, Joseph,
and it's because I was a waiter, and I know what it takes to turn a table around and
make things happen,
make things better.
Right.
It's one of the reasons I'm always hard on servers.
Right.
Because I know that, and sometimes I'm hard on the management because they didn't do their job with their servers.
Right.
But that the server should have the ability, should have the mandate to make things better if something goes wrong, because something will go wrong.
Absolutely.
And something, and Murphy's law for restaurants is that if something is going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong when the restaurant critic is in there.
Exactly.
So, just give your servers
the power.
The power. Thank you.
Yes.
To make something right. Don't give them the power to say, "Let me ask."
Right.
Because then you've lost them.
And it's all about immediacy. It needs to be taken care of
absolutely
right now.
Yeah, my steak is overcooked. Are you sure? I think that's the way you order it. No, my steak is over. Well, let me take that back and have another one cooked for you, or would you like something else?
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly. So, and that's it's all about the meet and greet and the person taking care of you and being able to take care of the whole situation. Just like, man, Scott, we're talking to Scott Joseph right now.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And it's
really
is.
Thank you.
I'm really
Yeah, and we can go a little while longer because you're definitely a special guest to us because, again, like we were saying earlier, we both have history in background in food and beverage, hospitality. And what's interesting, though, is you go into other industries with that kind of servant mentality, even being a bartender, you kind of, you servant mentality, and you're exactly right. It's a rare commodity. So people out there that actually have that, hosting ability, don't negate that. Maybe amplify that and look into that and look for more how the businesses work.
I would take umbrage with the word servant, though. I don't expect a waiter to
be there
servile,
to bow at your very great. Yes.
No.
Right.
No, there needs to be a better relationship.
A respect.
I also don't expect them to be my friend.
Right.
One
and
of the
talk
things
to
that
you.
irks the hell out of me is when they sit down at the table.
Yeah.
Or sit
Yes.
across from me at the booth.
Or bow down.
No, that's not your place.
Nope.
But I also don't expect you to bow when you come to my table.
Just like, yes, you do not bow, you do not sit, you always
All
sit.
right. Well, servant mentality, meaning that you want to ultimately please.
Can you back away for a second, just because I know exactly what he's talking about, and it's awesome that he understands that, and that's the proper way to. That a server should be is, they're not your friend. They're there to take care of you and make you have an enjoyable experience. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And
I don't even want to know their name. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't matter. Because we're not going to be, exchange emails at the end of the dinner.
So no precocious server.
But at the same time, I don't want to condescend.
Right.
To someone, I'm not there to look down my nose at them at all.
Absolutely.
The best server is the one that you don't even know he or she is
even
doing the job.
Right.
They just ghost. Yeah. They come in and somehow you look down and
that is the best way to describe it.
Is now full.
Ghost. Be a ghost. You just kind of see him, but not really, and they just everything's taken care of and everything's happy. And that's the job
on the line,
of a server.
On the line with Scott Joseph. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Scott.
ScottJosephOrlando.com
is
the primary site you can go to. It is literally your compass or Bible, regardless of your religious beliefs. There you go. So needless to say, though, what I'd love to hear from you are some of maybe the things that you can see from your vantage point, because looking at ScottJosephOrlando.com right now, I'm starving. Do you have some great tips?
We had a good review today.
Do you have great tips for us?
In Winter Park called Maestro. So that's a good one for people to check out right now. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting year, too. I think there's some things that are going to happen. Luma and Prado owners are going to open Luke's Kitchen and Bar in Maitland next Monday.
Where at?
So that'll be at the place that for a very brief time was Blackfin.
So it was Steak and Ale. The Steak and Ale.
People still call it the Steak and Ale.
To me, it'll always be the Steak and Ale because I was born and raised here.
In that salad bar.
Let's hope not forever. Let's hope maybe this place can make you start thinking, the Luke's Kitchen and Bar building.
Luke's Kitchen and Bar. That's badass.
Nice.
Getting the straight dope from the man himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scott Joseph, God, dude, feel free to keep in touch with us. I mean, we're a little measly, live internet radio show, but you just do whatever we can do to keep moving forward with you.
So, Scott, we ultimately are gonna, I want to kind of delve into more of the food stuff. I mean, I've been part of this almost for 2 years now with JB. And, we've been talking to a lot of the creatives in town.
It's a good thing to say that we recently added food as really a category that we talk about, because we do talk about food a ton.
And the fact that the whole reason we're doing this show is to, focus on the talent that is here in Orlando.
Art, music, food.
Art, exactly.
It's
so much going on here.
Style feel here in Orlando.
Yes.
So the other day I saw a picture of what's his name, Michael Winslow at Soliloquist Sounds House doing some audio. I'll pull that up later.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, anyway.
But that's the point, is that
we're focusing
Orlando is so
on,
rich.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to keep documenting it, similar to you, but more of in a sycophant fanboy gush box fashion, I guess. So anyway, but thank you so much for calling in, and we really appreciate your time,
my
the
pleasure.
energy, what you're doing. And
we absolutely did too. Scott Joseph, we hope we can catch up with you later in the year, perhaps. And
go check him out.
It's been a big thrill for both of us. Thank you.
All right.
Any closing thoughts or sentiments? Do you have a review of us, perhaps? Remember my voice is distinctly different than his.
Yeah, I'm the cool, sexy guy. I'm the Reverend.
Okay, I'll definitely remember that. I'll never forget that.
All right.
Well, you're going to give us a review of us. That's what we wanted. podcast
Absolutely.
of this interview. Was it horrible?
Once you put it up, I'll give a link to the,
that's fair.
To the recording.
That's fair. Okay.
All right.
All right, that is
Hey,
fair.
thanks again,
On
Scott.
the line, Scott
Thank you.
Joseph. You rock. ScottJosephOrlando.com. Go check him out.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to cut away to a little bit of music. Be right back. It's WJBWNetworks.com.
JB Rev Show.
WJBW.
The electronics are so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Hey, coming back at you right now. It's the morning show with the JB Rev. This is me, the Rev JB. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
You're peeking out the mic. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Check it out. Wow.
Why are you doing that?
It's a morning show, right? What time is it?
It's not a morning show.
What time is it?
It's an afternoon.
It's an evening.
It's an evening. Okay.
All right. Oh.
And now.
You totally cut off my mic.
We're totally going to do it. We brought it back. We brought it back just for you.
Oh.
Just for you, buddy.
You should have warned me.
Oh, hold on.
I'm going to start pulling up some stories.
Okay.
I got a good story for you. I'm glad you noticed, finally.
Not with those shoes. No.
Actually, she's not allowed within 100 feet of me.
Okay. What now? So there you go.
So what now?
I got about a dozen stories here, so we'll just crack into them.
From what? Like all from last year, right?
All from, yeah.
Is anything current?
January 4th is proclaimed to be Day of the Doors in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
You like some
Day
doors?
Of the Doors?
Tomorrow, Day of the Doors in L.A.
What?
Doors' 50th anniversary year begins with the January 4th event in Venice. And this is from thedoors.com. So,
wow.
Has to be real.
So, hey, I got some, this isn't breaking news badly, but our friend Rob Freehand's Johansson.
Johnson. Yes. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
That's
it's Johansson. It's not Johnson. It is Johansson.
Rob Freehand's Johansson.
Yeah. So, you know, he's in the hospital right now. And had a little slip and fall.
Yeah.
And I just want to send out my praise and positive thoughts towards him.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he's an awesome guy.
He is. I wonder what happened, but we'll leave it a mystery.
No, it's...
Because we don't know. We're not reporting on that.
All right. So we're not. I'm just sending out love and praise.
There you go.
All right.
Mashable.com. 14 illegal things you're doing on the internet.
Oh, I know, too. What I'm doing right now as we speak.
Unlocking your phone. As of January, it's okay. This has got to be a new. It's illegal to unlock your phone to use across various carriers. What? However, jailbreaking or the process of removing limitations on iOS to allow for certain downloads and customizations is still technically legal. Who knew that? That's a real nitpicky thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I know.
I don't want to read anymore. There you go. It's at Mashable.com if you want to.
All right, then.
Fuck that.
Well, yeah.
This one you'll find interesting.
What?
Baby born with adult-sized tongue smiles for the first time after undergoing.
Dude, that's from like 2014. Where are you getting your information from? You're getting your information from all these fake news sources that everybody's like bitching about, and that's what you're doing right now.
I'm a victim of
you are a victim. You're a victim of stupidity.
There's
stupidity. You don't shoot up this. Oh, there it is.
You want to see that big baby tongue?
Oh, dude. It is a big baby tongue.
Look at that before picture. That's insane.
Funny.
That's a tongue of a gladiator.
Big baby tongue right there. But nobody can see that. So why are we talking about it?
That's crazy.
This is audio, not visual.
Huh? Well, there you go. Where's it at?
Yeah, we're
AOL.com.
Where'd it go? AOL.com.
There you go. Big ass baby
And
tongue.
if you want a bitch, you can send a JBW network.com at AOL.com.
Yeah, that's right. The rapid rise of slow motion porn. Voctive.com.
You know what? You're just getting worse and worse. You went from baby tongue to porn.
I don't know.
Right? I don't know where your head's at, but it's not where mine's at.
Okay, you're the one that made that connection.
What? You know you are. You're the one that set it up.
Want to be happy in 2017?
Oh, so you went from baby tongue to porn to want to be happy.
Yeah, the song's running out.
Okay.
You want to be happy in 2017?
I don't listen to the JB Rev Show.
Get off Facebook, it says.
Oh, yeah.
BigThink.com.
That'll work too.
Yeah.
And I was kidding. You want to listen to the show this year?
Yeah, you want to listen.
We got some big surprises.
We do.
I'm hoping for the 200th show.
Okay.
We got an extra special
We're
guest.
going to talk about that if you want to.
Well, yeah, we'll just put it this way. She is the ambassador of love. And we won't say her real name until we got it confirmed. But I got a great feeling this is going to be confirmed, my friend. All right, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Wow.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Thanks there, Jinxie.
In the ultra world. Okay. No, dude, I make shit happen, bro.
Brit.co.
Hey, look at me. Look at me right now. Do I not make shit happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Drop everything. The U.S. Virgin Islands will pay you to visit in 2017.
What are they going to pay me?
They're going to pay you.
What are they going to pay me?
The program is part of the island's centennial to celebrate 100 years of being a U.S. territory. Visitors can get $300 to spend exploring the island.
And a can of sardines.
There you go.
From China.
Vouchers, yeah. I don't know.
China.
You never want to do those guys. Sounds kind of hinky. You'll get over there.
Hinky?
Hinky, right?
Hinky pinky.
Little hinky.
That's right.
3 new laws that take effect on January 1st.
That was 2 days ago.
Are you already screwing up?
Maybe. What are they?
Do you know?
I'm pretty sure I've already done 2 of the 3. What are they?
New law prohibits Florida minors from buying cough syrup.
Oh, I've done that. I'm mining and I'm drinking cough syrup.
You're not a miner.
Dude, I do some mining on the side. I'm mining on the side, bro.
Of the word.
I don't know what you're playing right now, but it's not coming across well. So
the other one I got.
Okay,
go there. What the hell was the link? Wesh.com.
Oh, what's number 2?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this. I have definitely been mining lately.
Yeah.
And I'm taking a lot of cough syrup when I'm doing it. Because I'm like, I'm underground.
What?
I'm underground. I'm mining. I need some cough syrup. Okay. So, of course, that's a law.
That doesn't even
something
make
that
sense.
do a lot. They're going to make a law against it. Just like that other law that just passed last year saying you cannot put sticks in the ground under 4 feet.
What?
I know,
that doesn't even
right?
Make sense. That's
it doesn't.
Stupid. You're just making this shit up.
Well, no, it's true.
Right.
Look it up.
No,
Seminole County.
I refuse.
New
I
law,
have stuff that's real.
4-foot sticks in the ground.
Texting while driving. Jeez.
You can text all you want.
Text while
That's
driving could become primary offense in Florida. This again from Wesh. Okay.
Wesh. W-E-S-H.
What do you think? Do you text when you drive? No, don't
Dude,
say it.
that's all I do
it.
is text while I'm driving.
Okay.
I'm like, hey,
don't say that.
I'll start texting, hey, I'm starting to drive. And then when I'm driving, I keep going, I'm driving. And I put the I, the M. I spell it out.
A little apostrophe.
I spell it out.
You do all that.
I do it.
WKGW.
I do it emojis.
WKGW.com.
like, crazy funny face.
All right.
I'm driving.
This is funny, though.
Yeah, finally, something funny. Here we go. Let's set it up. KGKBW on the JBWJ network. What is this funny shit you got for us right here?
Church accidentally prints Tupac's Hail Mary lyrics for Christmas service.
That is really sad.
It's sad.
That's not funny at all.
No.
I love Tupac, and I love Christian services.
Apparently, it was in Sri Lanka.
Of course it was in Sri Lanka. Where else would that happen?
A Christmas carol service in Sri Lanka has accidentally printed the lyrics of Tupac's Hail Mary.
Do you have the lyrics? Because I know them. Verbatim.
Okay.
They're called Christ Has Come From No One Ever. Here we are in the forever. Don't be sad. Don't be merry. Santa is spelled Satan only. You don't want to hear the rest of the...
You don't. That's
dude,
stupid.
it was
That's
really...
buffoonery.
It was... It is. I can't believe they printed all that on a T-shirt.
I thought I had the lyrics here.
Yeah, of course you don't have the lyrics. But I got to say, I love how you prep that with funny. Because you know what's funny? The way you look right now. Me calling you out. You all being like...
Here are the lyrics.
Man, your face is getting red, dude.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like sweet joy. Next to getting pussy.
What?
Picture paragraphs unloaded. Wise words being quoted.
Dude, mine were way better.
Peep the weakness.
Dude, you're making this shit up.
Inti rap game and spewed it.
What?
Bow down, pray before God, hoping that he's listening, seeing NIG.
Mine were way better, dude.
Coming for me.
Coming
for my
me.
diamonds
For
when
my
they
diamonds
glisten.
When they glisten.
Now pay attention.
Now pay attention. But
rest in peace, Father. I'm the ghost in these killing fields. Hail Mary, catch me up if I go deep. Let's go deep inside.
That's a
Damn.
fake story.
That's a
This
fake
is another thing of
story.
your fake story
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's very entertaining, though.
Yeah, very to you.
Are you sure that's not real?
Oh yeah, that's so
Okay.
real.
All
That's
right.
as real as
They'll be
the
reporting
beads
about
of
it.
sweat on your head.
Okay. What?
Yeah,
I'm
so-
sick of censorship. You can go. Censor.
All right then,
The
I'm out.
Creators Project.
I'm out. Hey, shh.
dot
Don't
vice.
hey, don't say this part.
Okay.
I'm trying to censor you right now. You know, seriously. Go to the next story. This is not a fake story. That's real.
Sick of censorship.
Oh my
Artists
God.
Launch a witchy
witch hunt.
online market.
It's called witch hunt. It's a typo.
Yeah.
They marketed
Okay.
witch hunt.
Well,
on the
apparently they
butcher
weren't
block.
allowed to do something, and then they
They
created.
didn't know
it,
what's
so
going
there you
on.
go. All right.
It's full of crap. Like most
This
of the stories.
is disheartening.
It is.
AOL.com. Federal
this
court
story-
rules. Police can shoot a dog if it moves or barks when officer enters home.
Okay, let's not even go to that bad animal bullshit. All right, let's
Well, that's
go
what
to the
I'm
next
telling
story.
you. All right.
Okay,
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Hold on,
Oh,
I think so.
hey, you know what we're gonna end with
That's
this
all
year?
I got. Oh wait, where are they?
I hope you have this queued up.
There are 6 albums you must listen to now, or every single name on this entrancing music map is a music reference. Let me bring this on the monitor for you.
Okay, this better be good, JB.
I hope it is.
We're ending with the. Stay plugged in. Wired's biggest. Oh yeah, it's a map. It's
Only
map
a
of,
northern song. Oh, that's the entire America.
Okay, so this is not working out very
Back
well.
in the
is it?
USSR. Oh no.
Okay,
There you go.
so this is obviously another visual thing.
Oh, okay.
That's not very good for what we're doing right now. So, that being said, we're going to wrap up the first show of 2017. And it's been good. Scott Joseph
That
was
huge-
amazing.
ScottJosephOrlando.com. Go check that out.
Yes, please.
ShannonHoltart.com. Go check that out.
Artarmy.org.
.org. Check that out.
Yep.
Ear Theater. Go Google that. US.
Google that right now.
.djpodcast.com or something. Modern Music Movement.
Okay, there we go.
Nick Solito. So we're behind those guys.
Oh,
and of course,
and
Pocahontas.
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 Yes, Pocahontas. POCASHOTTEST.com. That the most amazing shit you ever put in your mouth. And not shit. The most amazing stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. It's a good show, baby. Good show.
Thanks for all your calls as well. That one guy.
That one guy.
One guy who called. Send us original music submission at WJBWnetworks.com.
DJ Huggy next week in studio.
DJ Huggy next week in studio. That's
We're hoping that
fantastic.
Bastard Love will be in here soon, too.
Yeah, well, we have big plans for January 17th, 2017. That's our 200th episode, so we're going to do something.
1/17/17.
We're going to do something.
Yeah. Word. The JB Rev Show. Right on.
The JB Rev Show. WJBW.
Now, existence, you see, is something that is spontaneous. Your hair grows by itself. Your heart beats by itself. You breathe pretty much by itself. Your glands secrete their essences by themselves. You don't have voluntary control over these things. So we say it happens spontaneously. simultaneous. From about 10,000 feet at night or early morning, you would see these great ganglia with tentacles going out all over the place. And early in the morning, you see little blobs of luminous particles going into the middle of them. See? So when we say to ourselves, you must go on, the reason is, you see, that we are not living in the eternal now, where reality is. We are always thinking that the satisfaction of life will be coming later. Don't kid yourself.
I'm slipping off the edge. You're just within my reach. Or is this just a test? We can't do anything.
WJBW Orlando, the very first quasi-radio web show.